Yo, what's going on, everybody? So today I want to have a conversation with you guys about Iwabe. Now, this is something that some of you guys don't call me a hypocrite for, because I've done a video talking about the wasted potential of Iwabe, and yet at the same time, because this is a character that I do find myself enjoying, I want to talk to you guys about the future of the character, because when you look at everything that is shaping up in both the Boruto anime and the Boruto manga, we're seeing a very prime opportunity for Iwabe to step into the spotlight. Now, I know someone's gonna say, well, Iwabe is not in the manga. Well, I'll tell you to pump your brakes for a second. So over on my original channel, over on Kryptonian Saiyan, I did a video talking about why Dinky, Iwabe, and Samiri aren't in the Boruto manga, and I talked to you guys about some of the news that we got at the time, that eventually you would actually see Samiri and Dinky and Iwabe pop up in the Boruto manga. That was something that was stated, I believe, by Kodachi back in 2017. I'll leave that video linked down in the description box for anybody who wants to check that out. But when you look at how the Boruto series is shaping up, having Boruto's generation fight against some of the members of the Car organization, and in particular when you look at what's going on in the manga, which I won't spoil for anime onlys, but you have Boruto and a few people that he's having in his party. Again, I'm not going to spoil, but they're getting ready to face off with someone from the formidable group of Car. And when you look at how some of these fights have taken place, they've been rather taijutsu heavy, and the reason why that's so interesting is you have a character in Iwabe who is 2 years older than the other people in Boruto's class. Iwabe, if you go back to episode 2, all the teachers stated that Iwabe is a taijutsu beast. When it comes to his ability to use Earth Release, even Kakashi was impressed with how proficient Iwabe was when it came to using Earth Release. Now, the other thing is when you look at Iwabe when he was in the academy, Iwabe did very well when it came to using combat-based testing. So he did really well in taijutsu. He did very well in jutsu. He did very well when it came to shuriken training and when it came to using the staff. Iwabe was a character who thrived in battle. He wasn't necessarily fit for the generation that Boruto and them are growing up in. He would have been better suited growing up in a time where he could have had someone like Might Guy be his sensei. And so what I love about this moment right here is that we're gonna get an opportunity to actually see Iwabe cut loose, because when you look at his taijutsu skill, everyone makes a big fuss over Boruto using the Hyuga clan and having some of those type of fighting styles in Boruto's fighting ability. Yet at the same time, you go back to episode 2, Boruto was fighting with some of those Hyuga stances, and Iwabe was just slapping this dude around. And even Boruto, on more than one occasion in the earlier part of the Boruto anime, noted that Iwabe had immense physical strength. And when you look at how he was fighting against Boruto, he was manhandling this dude's shadow clones, and he was pressuring Boruto relatively easily. And so when you look at a character who's starting off like that, I think that this gives us an opportunity where if he does get some prime training, Iwabe could be an actual beast. And the fact that he has someone like Metal Lee on his team, it leads me to believe that at a certain point, he's gonna be at the same level when it comes to taijutsu as Metal Lee. And when it comes to fighting against the Car organization, that is something that could come in handy, because when you see someone like Delta, she's a straight up brawler. She has some very interesting jutsu that she uses, but for the most part, it's hand-to-hand combat. And for a character like Iwabe, if he gets an opportunity to fight against maybe some of the outer members and overwhelm them with taijutsu, and then maybe use some of his Earth Release, maybe have Iwabe train with someone who's very good in Earth Release, i.e. Kakashi Hatake, someone who at a very early age had a very strong proficiency when it came to using Earth Release himself. We know that Iwabe definitely looks up to Kakashi. Kakashi has already noted that Iwabe is a very talented person, so I think that could be a very good opportunity. Now, the other thing is that when we eventually get to the Suzuki clan, I want you guys to remember something, okay? Not every person in this clan is going to be the super god tier fighter. That's not going to be the case. That's not going to be the case. There are going to be some people in that clan who aren't necessarily Kaguya level, just like not every ninja in the Naruto universe is Naruto and Sasuke level. It's going to be the same thing when it comes to the Suzuki clan. But if you look at Momoshiki, if that's any indication, if you go by the novelization and if you go by the movie, so not the anime version, if you go by the first iterations of Momoshiki that we got, Momoshiki was stated to be okay at taijutsu, but it wasn't something that was his forte. It wasn't his specialty. And when you look at stuff like that, if you have a Suzuki who have those same weaknesses, all of a sudden combat fighters like Metal Lee and Iwabe could potentially serve as being maybe a vanguard unit, or being somebody who essentially turns the tide of battle against some of the Suzuki clan. But I want to know from you guys, what do you guys think the future of Iwabe should be in Boruto Naruto Next Generations? But so always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.